Hey everybody, welcome to the Family of Steel YouTube page. I'm Bart.
And I'm Kayla and Galena. Obviously, we're husband and wife.
Boom. And we realized that we're both wearing gray shirts. Yeah, we got it.
We're a little bit cheesy in that way. That's a fun fact. So, fun fact about Bart and I is that many times while we were dating and married, somehow we would walk out of the closet. Walk out of the closet? That sounds kind of odd, but we would show up in the kitchen. How about that? With the same outfit, or like show up at a date and it'd be the same color shirt and stuff. So grays and purples and green. No, blue maybe.
Yeah, blues.
That's like our three classic colors. So
Watch out for those colors in these videos. Anyway, if it seems like we're wearing the same shirt, it's because we actually recorded all these just sitting and we just split them apart. So that way we have 5 YouTube videos to release at first instead of just having to sit down and do each one individually in different days and times.
well, we literally could have just taken off these shirts and put on a different one.
We could have,
Really.
but that's way too much hassle. This is a real channel. Like, we're trying to be as transparent as possible because we want people to understand like how exactly we're doing these things and that you guys can do it too. And that's really the whole point of making these videos, right?
Right. Well, and a reminder too. We have 2 kids, a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old, and so we're doing this while they are napping. So intermittently, you may hear them screaming and crying,
Yeah.
but it's because
We've already had to pause the video twice to go put the kids back down. Give them some milk so they'll stop screaming.
No, we love our kids. We definitely do. They're the sweetest little boys, and we just got to celebrate our youngest turning 1 yesterday on Father's Day. So that's pretty exciting for 2019.
Yeah. So, but let's get in what you guys want to talk about. You guys want to talk about the how we're doing this business. So in the last episode we talked about the why and the what, but in this video we're going to talk about the how because it's great to have a great idea. Everybody has great ideas. The problem is,
especially entrepreneurs, like we probably come up with a great idea at least once a week.
Yeah,
of
at
something.
least once a week we come up with an idea. Yeah.
So, like, wouldn't it be cool if there was this business out there or that?
And some of you have 5 ideas before breakfast.
So,
but the thing is, like, unless you can execute on your good idea doesn't mean anything because you have to be able to follow through on it. And so that's really what we're going to talk about is how did we follow through on our idea of making bottle openers?
So probably discussing it literally was we had to really take this idea and try to like figure out where the holes were. So we talked about how we wanted to, if you want to do something yourself, you go fast.
Yeah, if you want to go somewhere fast, go by yourself. If you want to go somewhere far, go with others.
So Bart brought this idea to the table when we were talking about doing some bottle opener type thing. And I was like, yeah, okay, so how do we include other people? And so, for me, doing my Etsy shop, I learned about, like, how you do coupon codes and discount codes. And I was like, well, I mean, if we wanted to really get people involved, we could do, like, influencers. But then they, like, always want a code. They always want a percentage off. But then it's like, as an influencer, it's like they have to get paid somehow, too. And so for us, it's like, well, that doesn't work because then if you're taking money off the product, so say it's let's do $50. Okay. So because there's a lot of people that buy like cute outfits from websites or whatever, and influencers are like, hey, if you buy this from so-and-so shop, I have a code for 40% off, like you can use it, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's great, but how's the influencer getting paid? Well, they're getting like 10% or something like that back to them, or they're getting even a steeper discount than that. So that brings a problem. Like, how do we as a business grow when there's discounts being sent everywhere? And so instead of using influencers, it was like the big idea came as in profit shareholders. What is it like to be a profit shareholder? Where it's infinitely money for them to come every month, and everybody gets a piece of the pie.
Yeah, so that's the big thing. If you want people to be involved in your business, there's only a couple ways to do it. One, you can pay people to be involved in your business. You can have employees, or you can have shareholders. And so we decided that we wanted shareholders in order to get people involved in our business. So what we had to ask ourselves is, and shareholders are important because shareholders feel like owners in a business. Like if I own a stock of Apple or Coca-Cola or something, then if I'm an Apple shareholder, then you better believe I'm buying Apple products, and I'm talking about Apple products because I want my stock price to go up, right? If I own Coke shares, I'm going to be drinking Coke because I want my Coke shares to go up, even though I'm just like a small owner in Apple or Coke, right? I still feel like an owner, and I'm responsible like an owner. And so that's what we wanted from the people who we surrounded ourselves with, because we do want to go far in this business, and so we need people's help. But I want people to feel like they're in the game, like they're owners of the game. And so that's why we went with shareholders, because those people, they're going to be rooting for the product. They're going to be trying to help spread the product because they want to see the business do well, because if it does well, that means they get a payout of the business. And that's how we're incentivizing people. We're saying, like, if you're a 1% owner of the business, then all the profit that we make, you get 1% of that for as long as we're making profit. So if we're in business for 10 years, you're going to get a 1% paycheck off of our profits for the next 10 years. I mean, that's huge. Mm-hmm. And so as a shareholder, that definitely incentivizes you to like share the product, to talk about it on social media, to use it, and not just be a passive shareholder. And even if you're not a good salesman or nothing, it doesn't matter, because if you have a bunch of shareholders, everybody who likes your product, then we just need the shareholders to actually use their product in daily life, and that's going to be enough to spread the word. And so our goal was to get 50 people. We wanted to have 50 shareholders.
Because you wanted 50 talking mouths to be talking about it. But
Correct.
I think before we even get there, I think one of the things is that your family is like big entrepreneurs though too. Like here in Phoenix, a lot of them have, we have your mom owns a trade association management company. And then your aunt has done like 6 businesses prior, and the 6th one that she's on right now is making her own made spaghetti sauce, because we are Italian. So fun fact there.
Boom. I know we don't look it, but
well, I'm not. I guess I probably should back that up, but I'm married into the Italian family, so
yeah. Okay, I'm half Italian. The other half is German. That's where the red hair comes from.
So, but between so she does that. We have a cousin that's a dentist, so he's learning how to grow a dentistry business.
We have real estate agents. We have home designers, and all these guys are doing their own business. Oh, and daycare too. And with daycare, right? A lot of our family members are entrepreneurs. They don't work for families or work for businesses. They do their own thing. And so the beauty of that was we were able to present this idea to all these entrepreneurs that know a lot of issues already and things like that, and be like, hey, what do you guys think? Can you poke some holes, try to figure out where we could be not following through? And they're just like, no, it sounds good. And so that was a really nice to have all that support right from the get-go. Versus, well, before we ever presented it to anyone, we took people out to dinner. We had phone calls with people who don't live here anymore, but people who we know are good in business. We met with a couple different people, and we pitched them the idea and gave them time to poke holes in it before we said, okay, we've gotten 3 people who we respect to poke holes in our business. We feel like we've solved the issues that they have poked holes in. And now we think we're ready to present to our entire family and friends. So the first thing we did, well, big picture, right? We want shareholders. I want at least 50 people who are in who are owners of the business who can use the product and can tell other people about the product. And even if you're not a good salesman, it's okay, right? Have you ever had a backpack in school that everybody likes? Well, it's not. You didn't even have to talk about the backpack. You just wear the backpack and everybody sees it. It's kind of it's the same deal. It doesn't matter if you're a good salesman or not. If you have a cool bottle opener and you use it, other people will see you use it, and then they'll want to buy it. And if I have 50 people out there who are doing that, it might be a slow day for me, but for someone else, they got their bottle opener with them at work, and they're just, they're opening their bottles, or after work, or they go to a party and they're using their bottle opener. People are going to see that, and that's way more reach than I would ever be able to do by myself, or that Kayla would be able to do on herself.
Right, and we'll probably preface that drinking at work. Not
drinking at work. Right?
Well, so BART was a pilot within the Air Force community. So within their squadron, they would have these heritage rooms, which were
it's a squadron bar.
Yeah, it's a squadron bar. So literally, there's like a big old fridge that's full of alcohol. They had a giant case that was full of liquors and things like that. So for our experience of workspace, there was some drinking going on.
Yeah.
We understand that not everybody can do that corporately. But again, so it goes back to what our niche is. So we are a niche that's within public service, and they have these fraternity type lifestyles. They have the fraternity, brotherhood, sisterhood of, locking arms together. And so that's, so it goes back to our niche, which works for us. So. Yeah,
and that's the other thing, because we do have lots of members of the fire department, police department, military, and nursing, doctors. We have the people who understand, who have influence in those areas, and a lot of people in those areas, they like to drink, and so all we're doing is giving them a bottle opener that's cool, instead of using some other bottle opener or a twist top. Nobody likes twist tops.
Yeah. I'm ruining their shirts.
Yeah. Use a real bottle opener from our company, and other people see it and they think it's cool, and that's how the idea spreads. And we believed in this idea so much that we're willing to give away profit of the business in order to make this happen. When you think about it, right? If I give away 50% of my business to investors or to shareholders, but they're out there, making more business for me, then even though I only have 50% of the profits, right, we're going to have more money coming in than I could have ever done by myself. So even if let's say I didn't share the business with anybody and I was 100% owner, I could never get as many sales as I could with all the 50 people helping me. So it doesn't make sense to be a 100% owner and have no help. But it does make sense to give away 50% of your business, and then get to 50% of the profits. But even though it's less as a percentage of ownership, you still get more in the big picture, and it's longer lasting because you have people out there who are touting your product even while I'm not able to.
Well, and I think we noticed that within the businesses that we have done in the past 5 years, anything that we've touched, we've noticed that if it's just ourselves, we really don't go that far. We may get support from our parents, maybe a sibling or two, and that's about it. So the beauty of this is that we were able to get that 50%. So I guess probably talk about how we set a date after talking to key people within our that we fully trusted about business. Set a date. We had people over to see what this other company has done with bottle openers, and we did like a Facebook Live and
Actually, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that in the next video. So I'm gonna cut it off right there, and in the next video, we're gonna talk about how we did our pitch to family and friends to actually become shareholders, so we could raise the money. Because the big thing is we didn't want to spend. We could have bought all this stuff ourselves, but once again, what would be the point? So if we raise all the money, that gives people buy-in to become shareholders and get skin in the game, And so we're going to talk about that in the next video.